Hello and welcome to part 5 of my Let's Play Metroid Prime with me, Jamie Balfour. So, where we left off, we just managed to get ourselves the super missiles. So, let's get ourselves over to the next section of the research facility. So this part we're going to is the main part of the research facility. First we've got to go up onto the roof of it, so we go up an elevator here. And then, once we're out here, we should have a battle in our hands. A few space pirates that need defeated. Remember, the wave beam's effective against the ground space pirates, because it stuns them. Okay, now we've got a bigger problem. We've got the air space pirates coming along. It's the first time we've seen these, I think, isn't it? So, last time with the wave beam, or use your new super missiles. I quite like the wave beam because it still stuns them. Later on there's better things you can use against them. In particular, the next beam that we're going to get. There normally are more than 2, there are normally 5. 3 or 5. Depending on what mode you're playing on, I think. Oh no, there are 5. You can use missiles against them as well because they're quite effective, but you don't need to use up your super missiles against them yet because they're not that good. Try to avoid them when they fly into you. And if you've lost health, now's the time to get it back because we're going to need it for later. There is in fact an artifact in this room, which we'll come to get eventually, but again, we can get that just now. Just while I'm here actually, I think I'm going to get a bit more health. Sometimes when you leave the room, boxes come back and things. Okay, so here's our first Metroid. That's what they look like. So this is Research Lab Aether. And this is the first Metroid. Now if you scan the Metroid here, it smashes out on its own. If you don't scan it, you can missile the container and it will come out. So we'll get ready for the space pirate to jump through the window. There you go. Just defeat him. And now we've got access to the research lab Aether. In the centre of this place is actually a space pirate attempt to try and make a super space pirate thing in the big central bit, but obviously it didn't go too well. You can just see it there. This lab is Glacier 1, and the reason it's located where it is because it keeps the Metroids contained much easier because of the ice. So that's why it's like that. However, they've got loads and loads of problems because of the ice themselves, so it's had a big problem. Okay, there's an energy tank in this room you should get, and that will fully replenish your life, and it will also give you an extra energy tank, obviously. Just activate the elevator now if you want. Right, and the next step that we're going to do is go downstairs. So As the title suggests in this video, we're after the Thermal Visor, which is an interesting device. You can scan these now, but they'll be in other places. In particular, Phendrana's Edge. Door's not working again. Okay, we're now into the main part of the research facility. So blast these guys. Be prepared for some air flyers in a second. Blast them. Try not to take too much damage with these guys. Right, and while we're up here, activate the first computer console. That is the thermal visor that we're looking for. So one of the defensive shields around it is down, but there's still another one. In fact, there are another two. So once we can find the next computer console, we can deactivate the next shield. Now take out these cannons before they get a chance to attack you, really. You can avoid them altogether, or you can get hit like I did. Right, so the next one's on one floor up from the bottom. And the final one is actually on the bottom, right next to the thermal visor. So this is our first visor that we've actually obtained, which is quite nice. And it's a really cool visor. If you want to go and read a wee bit more about this research facility, go ahead and scan the computers that are lying around. So there you go. Thermal visor. Now we can see things when things are dark. We can also see heat, obviously, and we can see electrical wires. So this is very important because this door is about to power down. The reason that they're powering down, according to their computers and things that I've scanned and other things, and also read on the internet, are the reason that it's gone down is because of the ice. Apparently, they've been having problems with the ice. The doors are deactivated. Right. Okay. The Metroids now break free, so be prepared because this place is out of power. So everything's breaking out. That's annoying. So to deal with a Metroid when it does land on you like that, all you do is go into Morph Ball and place a bomb. What I do is when I'm running up here, I tend to blast the Metroids with a wave beam, because that stuns them and does a lot of damage. So you see that gold thing in the wall? That's what we need to hit. That will reactivate the door. And be prepared for these drones again. I despise drones. They're very, very powerful, but you can super missile them down. That's them. Now get the thermal visor back on. It's very annoying because the rooms the drones are in are very small, so you can't really move about a lot, and also, obviously, when they come close to you, your thermal visor starts to screw up. Right, so get out the research lab ether and avoid all the space pirates when you can. Don't fall down like I did. That's annoying when that happens. Okay, now you're back in the room where you jumped in. So you've got to try and figure out where that hole is that you came through, the smashed window. What I do is I fire a wave beam up to make sure that that is what I'm looking at. It also hit the turret, but if I can't see, I always fire a beam to see how far it is. Okay, go back up the stairs, or up the elevator anyway. Okay, just avoid the space pirates altogether. Go down. Thermal Visor back on. Right, now is the time I would suggest to save. So save and fully heal up. Okay. Now just jump down. It doesn't really matter that much. Not with your double jump. Try and figure out where the door is. That's it over there. The great thing about the Thermal Visor is you can see the doors. Now be prepared for 2 more drones. Wave Beam is quite effective against them because it stuns them all together. But they have very powerful attacks, so try and avoid them when you can. Doors have been unlocked, perfect. So go down here. Remember we double jumped into this room. Sometimes doors just don't seem to like to work. This time it's worked perfectly. 3rd time lucky. Now this is Research Lab Hydra. I didn't mention this the first time, but there's nothing particularly special about it, other than the first time you see the Metroids in their containment. But that's Research Lab Alpha. Hydra. So I just get out of this space pirate research facility, Glacier 1, as quickly as I can. Just jump the heck out of there. I am taking quite a lot of damage here, so I think it's time that I got out. So that's you. Get out of this place and let's proceed on. Okay, now here's why we needed both the super missiles and the wave beam. But first let's save. Okay, so this is what I was saying. You need the super missiles or the wave beam to get into the boss. So to start with, charge up your charge beam and press Y to hit a super missile. Now put your thermal visor on if you want, or if you know that it's there, the door is activated. That's because I've played this game so many times that I remember that it's up there. That turns the door on just as we did in the research facility. Okay, so stocking up on missiles is always a good idea. Yeah, I think I'm going to stock up on missiles. There you go, full missiles. 25 is not a lot. You can do much better than that at this point. But as I'm just trying to skim my way through the game, to be honest, get this done as quickly as possible in as few parts as possible, then it's necessary to avoid them. Because some of them do take some concentration and time. Alright, there's a big pile of rocks in the middle of this room. Now I mentioned earlier a dome room being the location of the boss. Be prepared for a heck of a challenge. This is actually not Project Helix that I said earlier, but it's another boss. It's known as Thardus. And Thardus is known as Project Titan. So he's really angry, as you can see. So what you've got to do to this boss, he looks pretty normal, he's not got a weak point, until you put the Thermal Visor on. And when you put the Thermal Visor on, you can see this pot of like stuff, this bit in his leg or whatever, of stuff. Now this stuff is phazon. You'll see it in a second once we blast him again with the beam. Right, now turn it off and you can see it now. There, that is phazon. That's what this whole game is about later on. When he goes like that with his arms, then that means that he's about to roll at you, so be prepared to roll away like this, and you've got to use your boost ball to get away from him. And when you start to hear him scream like that, that means that he is now actually out of his sort of version of Morph Ball. Now he's about to roll at you, so boost away, and again, just keep boosting around. Try to avoid getting hit, but at the end of the day it doesn't matter because he fires so many rocks at you that you can just get the health back. It does take one super missile in order to actually do his arm in, or the phazon in, blow up straight away. It's one super missile is all it requires, but I tried to save my missiles. Right, so blast the rocks and charge your beam to try and recover anything that is left. And there he goes. So now he's going to roll again, or is he going to throw the rocks? So he's doing a cheat move. He's doing throwing the rocks and rolling. He can't actually do that. It's just because he was in the middle of doing it, the game let him continue to do it. It's a bit of a glitch. Okay, so he's out of his Morph Ball, now's your chance to hit him again. Keep blasting his arm. And that's it. His rocks fall to the ground. Now get yourself into normal mode. Blast his arm. Careful of his arms because sometimes this is I think this is the most difficult place to hit him, because he defends it with his arms. Now he's rolling at you now, so roll away. Boost the ball out of there. Boost ball as far away from him as possible. And when you think he's about to come out, you can just get yourself out. Now he's annoyed. This is your chance to scan him, because he's not busy right now, so... Or he's not attacking, he's very busy is what I meant. So now he's blowing out a load of snow and lightning's appearing everywhere and all sorts. Now you can't see anything. He's rolling at you, run. So just keep shooting his rocks as they come through. The inclement weather actually makes it more difficult because you can't quite see him when you're out Thermal Visor. And he could be rolling at you or anything, so that's what makes it so difficult. Okay, so that's that. He's on his last major thing, I think. Now just a brief bit about the boss here in Project Titan is that he is a phazon in He's been introduced to phazon through the space pirates, and he's become uncontrollable. So he's been left in the quarantine zone. And he's basically just made up of rocks, and phazon has been inserted into the rocks. So if you can try and hit him with a super missile like I am attempting here, it's very difficult, but you can do it. His arms sometimes get in the way, so you've got to be careful with that. But he drops quite a lot of missiles for you, so it's quite nice. And now he rolls at you. It's just the same pattern over and over again. You just need to tap A in these things, you don't need to do a charge beam. And even when you can't see them, just press L and it will lock onto them. That's it, now he's on his normal mode, so now you have to blast him with a charge beam. He's rolling. I think this is the time he goes mad with his rolling. Avoid him at all costs. Now he's rolling again. Boost ball away. Now he's annoyed, and the weather goes back to normal. You can actually see, he's really annoyed now. As you can see, the phazon's still not on him yet, so... Now he's gonna roll like mad. Now he's rolling again. Look at my health. He's practically done nothing to me because of all the health I've had back from him. That's the problem with him. Boost ball out of the way. You should never be too close to him or he'll punch you. Try hitting all the rocks. It's quite good fun anyway. When they explode, they damage you if they're near you, by the way. Give him another blast with the super missiles, and he's done. So there he goes. Now we're going to claim our reward. The spider ball, one of my favourite items. The spider ball is really cool because these sort of yellowy tracks on the side of this building, this room anyway, you can climb them with your morph ball. It uses a magnetic rail system that joins onto the ball, and you can roll up walls basically. So let me show you. As much as I'm not fond and very good with the morph ball, I like the spider ball. I think that's one of the good things about the morph ball. Okay, so we're going to save, but we're not going to go back to that save station. We're going to go forward a wee bit. We're going to go down to the Magma Caverns. There's another entrance to the Magma Caverns, to the Quarantine Cave. So, morph ball. Head underneath here. Alright, and then wave beam the door. And this is the Magma Caverns, another entrance to it. I'm going to quickly show you something here. This is an ice beam door. This is our next door, just up there. It's an ice beam door. So that's what we've got to get pretty much next, is the ice beam. But before that we need to go and save, and I always use this save station after defeating the boss in the Phendrana Drifts. I always go to this save station. It's always good to explore anyway. So the save station is behind you, and it's a missile door as always. And then save. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you continue to watch.